Hey guys, it's Angry Ginger Kaka here, bringing you another E3 video here. Just wanted to mention that the opening orchestra there that they had there, fucking amazing. They were amazing all night, or well, for the entire show anyway. They were amazing, but for the opening scene, absolutely beautiful. So they were mainly there because they were showing off some of the music for their new game, God of War. Yes, you heard me. God of War. It doesn't seem like your traditional God of War, and it didn't quite look like Kratos, so I don't think you're using him. And if it is, it's a much older Kratos. Couldn't quite figure it out. Kind of confusing. Anyway, but the main character there. Okay, it was definitely not Kratos. So the main character you have has a kid. So your character has a kid, and while your main character has a kid, you guys are going through the woods. You're on a hunt, and it doesn't seem like the typical God of War game. It's very, very weird. So while you guys are on the hunt, he kind of screws up a little bit, and you're trying to teach him some shit, and these guys start attacking you guys. So he's beating them up, and while you guys keep going, this big, huge motherfucker shows up, and you give your son back the bow, and he tries to help you out a little bit, and he ends up shooting his father right in the freaking chest here. Oh, and I'm like, oh, that had to hurt. So after they kill the guy, he's just like, the son's like, I'm so sorry, and the father's just like, just go look for the deer. He's gonna get away. Just go. And they start just going to look for the deer. And as they go find the deer, they get ready to aim, and boom, the deer drops. And they go up to the deer, and the deer is still kind of breathing heavily. It's getting ready to die. They get ready to. The boy has to go stab the deer, but he doesn't want to finish the deer off, so the father helps him kill the deer off. Kind of puts his hands on the boy's knife and just pushes it in a little bit, and the kid finishes it off. It's kind of how it ends, that one. So I kind of spent too long on that one, but that one's fucking awesome. So next game, Daysgone. That's another interesting game, but we have so many survival zombie apocalyptic type games. What the fuck? I'm sick of it. But I will give this one credit. It looks pretty good. These fucking zombies actually know what the fuck they're doing. Holy shit. They were fucking running after him. Holy shit. They were climbing. They were fucking jumping over shit. They were ramming through shit. They were fucking jumping through windows. They were trying to get his ass. Damn. That game is gonna fucking make me rage quit. That's for damn sure. So, Days Gone is gonna make me rage quit. So another game they showed was The Last Guardian. I'm assuming it's gonna be an RPG. I didn't quite get the gist of it. It looks like you have this guy, this little kid, that's supposed to be a guardian, I guess, or maybe maybe not the kid. Maybe this weird griffin that's the guardian. I don't know. This thing that had the broken wings. I don't know who was supposed to be the guardian. I don't know what's the guardian. And there was no really real story to it. There was nothing really kind of telling you what's going on. It was kind of confusing. But as it went on, it was kind of cool. But the next game was Horizon Zero Dawn. Horizon Zero Dawn. Ah, yes, that game. I didn't know what to think about the game at first. You're using this chick that looks like she belonged in like some really old ancient like cave man era style times. But as you're going through, you see these like robotic animals and like some weird shit. And then you see these other big, huge, massive robot animals. I'm like, what the fuck's going on here? And she's using this bow that's shooting off like freaking lightning sparks. And I'm like, what the fuck? It's kind of interesting. But she is going through, she ends up taming this weird robot beast. She like uses her bow or something, ties a line to the ground, fucking ties it down, gets pinned down to the ground, and she does something, attaches something to it, and these freaking cords go right through, and she tames it or something, so she can use it as a mount, so she can travel faster. And then she goes and fights this big, huge robot. I'm like, what the fuck? Which she finds out that its weakness is fire, so she's fighting, shooting these fire arrows. And she has to kind of like dodge and freaking jump back because this fucking thing like jumps at her. It's like, whoa! It was crazy. But definitely check out Horizon Zero Dawn. That was a pretty sweet one. The next one, Detroit Becoming Human. Or Detroit Become Human. This one's kind of a mind puzzle or a mindfuck game. You have this android that goes ballistic, and I guess he can think on his own and is trying to take this kid hostage and wants to kill the kid or something and isn't thinking rationally. So they have this other android come in to try to act as a detective or try to go deal with the situation. And you have to control this android. And you have to think of all the possible clues that you can think of every situation possible to save this kid. Like, you could possibly tell the helicopter to go away. You could throw your gun away. You could try to shoot the android. You could say this. You could say that. You could do this and this and that and that. You could do every possible scenario that you could think of to try to save this kid so that the kid does not die. It's kind of weird, but in a situation, it's kind of cool. After that, they got into some VR content, which one of the ones they showed at the beginning was a horror one where you're trying to run through. I didn't quite get the name of it. It was like some kitchen horror or something like that. And you're trying to escape it, I guess. And all it really showed was you in a room, and then you're going through it. You end up in the kitchen, you're looking through, you see some cockroaches, and then you open this pan and get this cockroach in your hand, you go through, you see this guy pass by, you go through, and then you come to this room, pick up a tape, put it in the TV, and that was it. And then it kind of changed screens, and it talked about Resident Evil VR, which apparently you'll be able to play Resident Evil VR from beginning to end, or beginning to end, completely on the VR, PlayStation VR, which is sweet for those Resident Evil fans. I'm excited for it. I didn't care for 6 as much. I like the older ones, so I'll wait to see what they bring to the table on this one. But for those other VR excited people, you're gonna be able to play another game called Farpoint. It's kind of like another space type game. You go to this uncharted planet, which they shoot down your space station, I guess, or a space colony station, or whatever. Then you get stranded on this planet, and some strange shit happens. Another VR game is Star Wars Battlefront X-Wing Missions. Another one is VR Batman Arkham. So Batman Arkham VR is coming to that. Not sure what you're going to be able to do in it yet, but hey, you're going to be able to play as Batman, so what else could go wrong there? That's going to be kick-ass. I'm excited for that. Oh, that's going to be epic. But my absolute favorite VR game that I'm excited for, that I didn't think was a possibility, but hey, as an absolute fan of RPG games and a fan of this entire series, Final Fantasy 15 will be playable on the VR for PlayStation. Now, I didn't care so much for Final Fantasy 12 because I didn't like those lines that connected you from your target to the next target. I liked the game. The game was fun itself. I just didn't like that part. I dealt with it. I don't like 13 because I feel like the storyline deterred itself from the true Final Fantasy content. I feel like it could be called something else. So, that's my personal opinion. Now, the game itself is amazing. I just feel like it could be called something else. But I love Final Fantasy 14 Online. That one's great. So I want to see what they do with this one. It kind of looks like it's going to be another Final Fantasy 13 type deal, though, by the looks of what the setup is, but I don't know. However, they did show a chunk of the Call of Duty Infinite Warfare campaign, which actually the campaign looks sweet. I'll give it that. I'll give the campaign credit. I like that. I don't care for the whole Call of Duty stuff though, but I like the space campaign. It's kind of a nifty change. But I still don't like that grapple hook. It's stupid. Let's see. The next thing. Crash Bandicoot 1, 2, and Warped are coming to the PS4. And they're going to be remastered. Completely re-flippin' mastered. Yes, please. Which also, news, Crash Bandicoot is coming to Skylanders on the new one. And which is pretty sweet because you'll be able to do new things on the new Skylanders, which is called Skylanders Imaginations. You're going to be able to create your own Skylanders, which is kind of cool. I like the new setup. By the looks of it, you can be able to draw your own Skylanders, and from there, it's going to kind of create it and tweak it and make its own powers or something, or you're going to be able to choose the powers and it's going to go from there. I don't know how it's going to work, but it's going to go from that. And yeah, going to go from there. However, it'll be a nifty twist. We'll see what it does. However, the next thing is Star Wars Legos The Force Awakens. It looks like it's based on the movie. So, if you watch the movie, you'll know what it's on. Okay, so I had a slight intermission there. I had to pause for a second. Left off on the Star Wars there. The next thing on the list was that they showed is Death Strandings. Cool thing about this is it's starring Norman Reedus. However, this game is shown a little weird. I don't know what this game's actually about or what's going to happen. It starts off by showing a bunch of dead crabs on a beach or a bunch of sand. However, it's by Kojima. So, Hideo Kojima, that the creators of that. So, it's a very well-known company. They say it's in real time. The way they portray it is a very interesting way. It's like, I can't remember the quote they used. It's like an eternity, a sand. It's like this really interesting quote that they posted. I wish I had taken a picture of it so I could read it off for this video, because it was really interesting of what it said. It was really cool how it was portrayed for what it was shown in this clip, because you wouldn't have to see this clip to understand it and understand what was shown. You're on this beach and you see all these dead crabs, and then as it goes through, you see these handprints get pushed in, and then the water rises in it because it's so damp there, and it's like really cloudy and foggy there as well. And as it goes through, because it's like an overhead cam right now, so you like really are up close to the sand, and it's just coasting along, and it gets close, and then you see this naked person, and as it goes through, you see like this umbilical cord attached to a baby, which is kind of weird because it's a man. And as it goes through, you notice it's Norman Reedus, which is kind of weird. So you see a naked Norman Reedus, which for the ladies, they were kind of happy, I'm sure. Then, as he picks the baby, he starts to stand up, he picks the baby up, and then the baby disappears. And he looks at his hands, and it's like black oil. Almost like whale oil, kind of. It's kind of weird. And he looks up and he sees like dead fish and whales, and you see the ocean. And then you see like these 5 figures off in the distance floating up in the air. And as he's standing there, they just slowly disappear. And you see the name of the game, Death Stranding. It's kind of weird. I'm kind of curious of what this game's going to be based off of, because it makes no sense of what this game really is about. There's no real detail on what this game is, except for that quote in the beginning and what Hideo Kojima really said, is that this game is based off of real time. And then you have that quote. there's really nothing else really said about this game. So, other than that, the next thing that was shown was Spider-Man PS4. So, I'm assuming it's going to be based off of that new Spider-Man that actually looks his freaking age. For once. Because you have the, like, what? We're now on our third Spider-Man. From the one from the new Captain America movie. Because honestly, we're on our third. Yeah, pretty sure it's our third Spider-Man now. Yep, I'm pretty sure it is because the first one, I can't. I'm horrible with actors' names. I really am. But that first one, he kind of looked like he was close to about his late 20s. The second one was early 20s, and this one he literally looks like he's about 16. He really does. And that's about the age of what Spider-Man is supposed to be about in his mid-teens. Because that's about the right age for Spider-Man. So this is a perfect age for him. So great job on this one. So hopefully that's the one age that's designed for this Spider-Man. So we'll see what's going on with this game. But it looks pretty sweet for what they showed. But they did do a big demo for the new Daysgone game. But other than that, they did not show any new consoles for the PS4, which is kind of depressing. They did for the Xbox. So I'm kind of a little bummed on that one. I was hoping for a new PS4 4K console. So I'm a little bummed on that one. So, however, I am happy that they didn't show a card game. So far, I've seen a couple different card games this E3, and it's kind of a little annoying. So, that's a plus. But definitely, if you can, look up the Sony E3 conference and check out that orchestra at the very start. At least look up the conference. You don't have to watch the whole thing. Just literally look up the first like minute and a half and watch that conference. That's all you gotta watch. Just that. But if you like this video, hit the like, subscribe, and yeah. If you want to see more of these videos, let me know, and I'll get right on them for you. But I'm going to be doing some more videos of more actual games. I'll probably do some game reviews of what I have in my Steam library and some other stuff later on. But definitely keep an eye out for that. Other than that, this is Angry Ginger Kai Kai signing out. And peace out, guys.